Welcome back again to another video, man. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share my videos, bruh. Because YouTube, they don't like what we be talking about, bro. We just be trying to spit the truth, man. We trying to spit the truth, okay? And spit facts, okay? So I need y'all to help me help y'all, okay? And y'all help me, you feel me? Hit the notification bell, too. This is it's complicated. It's complicated. Man enough?
Can you name some controversial women's issues?
What you think she gonna say? Or her? Abortion?
Controversial women's issues.
Abortion.
That's a good one. Are we allowed to talk about that?
Yeah, I mean,
of course we are.
Oh, well, I don't know. Like,
Name all of them.
Can you just name?
People argue that abortion isn't specifically a woman's only issue. They argue that it's a human rights issue because it takes two to get pregnant. And some people feel like the child in the womb shouldn't be killed. So it's interesting, you know, how they frame certain things to help their argument. You know what I'm saying?
Name a few controversial women's issues.
Oh, issues. The wage gap.
Bro, when I was on Vice, right, one of the things I kept trying to bring up was about the wage gap. You know what? I'm not going to talk about that. That's for another video. That's for another video. But long story short, the wage gap is not real. Women and men do not get paid less for the same job.
Honestly, sexual assault. Me too. The Madonna horror complex.
Can you name any men's issues?
oh, men's issues.
They need to treat women better.
Erectile
That's not a men's issue.
dysfunction.
Oh, yeah.
What?
They need to treat women better.
Erectile dysfunction.
Oh, yeah.
That is a men's issue.
Okay.
Ew, what the
But I mean-
fuck? Yo, why was she in the camera like that? Why is she doing that?
Erectile dysfunction.
Look. Yo.
Okay. But I mean, like, can you name any like men's struggles?
Oh, struggle.
Mental health.
Yeah, mental health. That's definitely.
Actually, men commit rates. They actually commit suicide the most.
More. Yeah.
Women attempt more, but men are more successful.
And can you name any men's issues?
Yeah, like toxic masculinity.
Just honestly, the patriarchy affects everyone. So like,
Why do you think men's mental health is in crisis?
The stigma behind it, and it's negatively
Yeah, they're
looked
afraid to
upon.
like talk about it, and especially like family just like kind of shames that sometimes.
Why are men typically the ones blamed for inflating a woman's ego?
Because most guys love to tell women how beautiful they are.
Weren't men groomed to be that way?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. And to respect women ever since we're little, for sure.
I don't know, but we don't do that. They inflate their own ego.
Right, but I mean, what about simps? Simps are blamed for inflating a woman's ego, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's just degrading the value of the man, is what it does.
Weren't men groomed to be that way?
I hate to say it. Yes, they were groomed to be simps. We're supposed to come in and just go with what goes on, just conform.
I be talking about that, bro. I be talking about that. Off rip. What are men taught? Respect women, know how to treat women, know how to talk to a woman, pull the chair out, hold the door open, put your jacket down on a puddle so she don't gotta get her feet wet. You know what I'm saying? Chivalry, right? Chivalry. And at that point in time, though, it was respected. You know what I'm saying? Like, you be chivalrous to a woman, to a female, and she will return that with respect and appreciation, I would say. Appreciation. Oh, look at this guy. He's a nice guy. Da, da, da. But now things are flipped where if you do stuff like that, generally, you know what I'm saying, or just do a little too much, that's simping, you know what I'm saying, and you're seen as like less desirable because you just gassing my head up, like you like me a little too much. So that's why, you know, a lot of niggas, you gotta be a little mean, you know what I'm saying? You gotta be a little mean. You gotta act like you don't really like her that much. Because if you seem like you like her for real, or like her too much, she gonna be like, ugh, like just a button. It flips a switch. I swear, I promise you. Just like, that's how you get those nice guys, good guys. Where I did everything for her, you know. I just told her how much I cared about her. I tried to just beat her for her, and she still go off to fuck with some other nigga that probably sell drugs and probably is violent and abusive. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, bro. That's a more extreme case, but it happens often.
With the household, go out, work, bring it all in, and
we are supposed to treat a lady with respect, but no, we're not groomed to be lower ourselves for something else. Because if I lower myself to come to your level, I can't help you get to my level.
Are women equally guilty for demoralizing men and their ego?
Yes.
Absolutely. Women choose. Women are choosers.
Are women
for everything I just said? Yes.
Equally guilty for demoralizing men and their ego?
Yes, they are, because, you know, women just could, like I said, they could easily go on some kind of social media and just post a picture of themselves and expect a man to go ahead and give her everything she needs because she's wearing makeup, basically. And you know what? That's not how it should be. It should be an even playing field for the both of us.
Aren't women raised to be spoiled as princesses?
Women are raised. Women are coddled. They absolutely are. Yeah.
So if so, why isn't that given any attention?
Well, because it's a woman world. It's everything, you know, rules around women. It's whatever the woman says, that's what the man's gonna do.
I mean,
that's how they want it to be. And when you don't fit in that mold, oh, you're sexist. Oh, you're a bigot. Oh, or the new one. You're an incel. Like, bruh. I'm an incel because I don't let you walk all over me. Isn't that crazy? How can I be an incel? I'm in some pussy right now. How can I be an incel?
I got a kid too, so I'm guilty of this. So I don't know. It's just, I think it's something innate in us biologically. We just want to build, protect, and our princess, our little girls, are somebody we can protect. I mean, obviously, since the moment they're born.
Do you find it hypocritical when parents advise their sons to avoid...
Oh, she cute. Both of them cute. Black women.
...gold diggers while also advising their daughters to find a man who will take care of them?
It's hypocritical, but it's the way of the world. Doggy dog world, baby.
Are men no longer providing because women...
At least they can admit it, bro.
...don't want to submit, or are women no longer submitting because men don't want to provide?
Oh, that's a great question. I'm so glad that you asked that. I think it is.
I think it's men. I think men don't want to provide because women don't want to submit. That's what it is. Because what they keep telling girls, submissive is bad. Submissiveness is bad. Da 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 da. Oh, I'm not a slave. I'm not a slave. I'm not an object. I'm not an object. Bruh, no one said you were. No one's implying that you are.
It's because women don't want to submit because of, you know, sometimes the guy's not worth it. A woman will submit if the guy is, if she feels safe, if she feels secure, if he treats her right and respectful. So yeah, we will. It's almost, it's automatic. You don't even have to say it. A woman will submit.
A man is...
A good one will.
...put on this world to take care of the woman. So a man is that, like, you know what I'm saying? That's what a woman's supposed to look for. A man that's able to take care of them. And a man is... I don't think that's a question for a man. You know what I'm saying? Like...
So what were women put on this planet for?
To produce, to nurture. Hello.
So then why are there so many women encouraged and raised to be independent rather than nurturing?
A lot of women were raised without fathers. So how could you know how to be a woman to a man if you didn't have a dad?
Well, right, but a lot of men were raised without fathers, so how could a man know how to be a leader and a provider to a woman if he didn't have a man teaching him that masculine role?
I guess that's just something we all got to figure out together.
Why are men expected to have a healthy perception of themselves, aka confidence, while people continue to blame men for women's inflated ego?
It falls under the social norm, I believe. Like I said, it's just my personal opinion. We're meant to hold that certain status. We're meant to be strong, you know, be a guy.
We have to have confidence as men. We're the king of the jungle, man. We're the most dangerous species on this earth. If we wasn't, it wouldn't look like this, you know. So as a man, we have to have absolute confidence in ourselves.
I think it really starts at the gym with other guys. We compete with each other, so we have to always appear strong. But yeah, you're right. We always seem to always put a little weakness when it comes down to the woman. We'll be strong for other dudes, but girls, we always try to, I don't know.
Well, I'm just saying, why are men expected to
I don't know what he talking about.
have a healthy perception of themselves, but we don't hold women to a standard of having a healthy perception of them? In other words, we expect men to have confidence, but we don't expect women to be humble.
I think okay, so this is a good question. I think it's because it comes down to the ego. Women do not have as much ego, so they're not required for all of that, you know, to be humble, to be all these different things.
Did you just say women don't have that much ego? Get this nigga out of here, bro.
Really require them. We as men require them to just look good and just come along for the most part.
Why do women often attack a man's masculinity when they don't get what they want?
Oh, that's a good question.
Because they're evil! I'm just playing. Why do they do that? Okay, they try to look for chinks in the armor. Okay, kinks. They look for kinks in the armor and try to see where they can piss you off. Because sometimes when they get mad or they feel the type of way, they want to put that on you. You know what I'm saying? They want you to feel bad. They want to bring it on you too. Not every woman is like that, but there are people that are like that. So that's why, okay, what's the easiest way? Let me try to emasculate him. Let me try to, disrespect him to get him mad. Yeah. So he could be mad too, because I'm mad. Yeah. I'm like, no, bro. That shit don't work like that. It's immature. You're a child. Yo, what's up with that white girl? She pissing me off every time she do that. Stop it. It's not cute. Stop it.
Why do I attack masculinity?
Because women run the world.
Masculinity, as in,
like you don't lift enough. Like you're not manly enough. You're not a man.
I didn't know they did that. Personally, I like a feminine man.
But I think if a woman goes for that, it's just because throughout history, that's like the biggest defining factor of like what a man is like they're a manly man.
The easiest hit.
Isn't that hitting below the belt?
Hitting below the belt? What do you mean
to
by
attack,
that? Sorry.
To attack someone's masculinity.
Yeah.
Is it any wonder why men's mental health is in crisis?
Absolutely, yes, because, women believe that just because they throw on some makeup and look pretty, that they can get any man. And this is really taking advantage of the man. And, because you might not be a good-looking guy, that you might not have all this money, you might not have all this stuff, then that's putting you in a status where you basically get ignored by a lot of women, which is a terrible thing for a lot of men today.
It is often said life isn't fair.
That's why a lot of stuff that we be talking about, bro. I be trying to, I'm always gonna push for people to do better, be better. You know what I'm saying? If you're not getting the results that you want, you got to look at what can I do to get the results that I want. You know what I'm saying? That's the mindset you gotta have, because otherwise we can sit around and cry and be fat and lazy, huh? Fat, lazy, and broke. No, get up. See what you can do. See what differences you can make that'll help you in the long run. You know what I'm saying? Try to be more confident. Try to be more healthy. You know what I'm saying? Try to make more money if you can. Not everybody's going to be some big, rich, six-figure, high-income earner. But everybody can figure something out. You know what I'm saying? As long as you try, bro. You try. If there's a will, there's a way. The will always negates defeat. Okay? Write that down.
Who is more likely to be expected to accept injustice, men or women?
Women.
If it's
oh
not
my
men,
gosh, that's cap. That's cap. That's cap.
Why do we have the expression "take it like a man"?
Exactly, dummy.
You're good.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah. Got your ass. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Because men are supposed to have this strong front, so.
Does a man have the right to define what a woman is?
Absolutely not.
So then what gives women the right to define what a man is?
We don't.
But didn't you just say a man's supposed to be this and a man's supposed to be that?
Supposed to.
Yeah, that means you're defining.
Is that not defining what a man is?
Well,
see what they do? You know what I'm saying? They contradict themselves of everything that they say. It's so crazy. It's so crazy. You literally said what you just said you don't do. You literally did it. You just did it. This nigga good, bro. You know how to get them with them questions, boy. You gotta really, when you talk to people, listen to what they say for real. Listen. So you can catch it and then put it back at them so they can hear it plainly. That's how you gotta be. Like, especially if you got a girlfriend, so if she's like this, you know what I'm saying, if she says certain things where it's like, bro, that don't make sense. Oftentimes, telling them what they said don't make sense does not work because they don't like being told what it is and what it ain't. You have to present it in a way where they can hear it for themselves and be like, ah, damn. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much you got to know how to ask the right questions. If that don't work, though, then, you know, move on, bro. Find another one.
What, but not just clear like that.
If it's not men, why do we have the expression, take it like a man?
Well, I never heard take it like a woman.
So then wouldn't the answer be men?
It would be men.
We talk about things. A lot of times men don't. They don't like to tell us their problems. They don't, they shut down easily. Most women, they'll talk about things and issues, but a lot of times men are silent, so they kind of withhold.
But do you think that men often withhold their feelings because when they express their feelings, it's often shamed and made fun of?
No. I think from growing up, they always say, well, men, you're not supposed to cry. Take it like a man. So they have to build this persona.
Is it any wonder why men's mental health is in crisis?
Yes, because soon as a man opens up to a woman and tells them like their deepest, darkest secrets, women tend to use that against men. And I don't know why. I'm a woman and I don't know why.
What is the difference?
Queen. I love when a woman tells the truth. I love it.
Between sexism and racism.
Sexism and racism. There is no difference. The one is discrimination of color and one is discrimination of sex.
What's the difference between telling a black man you're not black enough and telling a man you're not man enough?
Yo, this nigga is good, bro. Yo, he crazy with the question. Bruh, he need to be a detective, okay? Or a lawyer, but he gonna cross-examine, trip you up in 2 seconds with 2 questions. That's crazy.
Oh, that's a good one. Telling a black man he's not black enough can be... Oh.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. I've been told that my whole life. I've been in the hood, I've been in the suburbs. In the suburbs, they said you're white. In the hood, they say you're black. Or other way around, actually, I'm sorry. You're not white enough, you're not black enough.
And black enough, as you can see, I make racism look stupid. I'm 2 different colors. So to me, it's just, to me, that's a funny question. Literally, like, it makes me laugh because how can you ask someone who's lighter than a white guy about someone who's black, It's just an interesting concept, but like I said, I think that just it goes back to the racism being a system and how people are used to or falling victim to that system.
In my book, that's equal, man.
So why is it okay for women to be sexist but not racist?
It's definitely not okay for them to be sexist.
Why is non-blatant racism often exaggerated while blatant sexism is often ignored and made fun of?
Because, like I said, it goes back to the thing where women are always coddled. If a man came out there,
That's a good question. I'm gonna write that down because I'm gonna use that. Okay, I'll give credit because he snapped. I never heard that. I never heard the phrasing of the question like that before. So that's fire. He said, "Is racism the same as sexism? If it's the same, why is it okay to tell a man he's not man enough, but it's not okay to tell a black guy he's not black enough?" Woo! Fire!
There was, start crying and all this other shit, of course we're going to get ridiculed. Like, you can't do that as a man. You have a masculinity figure to show, and a female can absolutely do that, but that's not how it should be. Everything should be, on a same playing field, but...
Falls under that social norm category. I mean, there's movements that support, things like that, but we have very little support on our end, so we just, back to that one word, take it like a man.
I know this, when a man's going through a struggle, people aren't going to listen to him. When a woman is going through a struggle, the whole world knows.
Speaking of not being man enough, is the modern man not man enough to handle the modern woman, or is the modern woman too much to handle?
I feel like the modern woman is too much to handle because this day and age, women, they're under the impression that they really don't need a man, so therefore they become that much more independent. to where that they're like, okay, well, if you can do it, I can do it. A lot of things that men were capable of, like women didn't have the rights to work for a long time. And then once we were able to work, okay, well, it's the sense of, okay, if he can do it, I can do it.
Does a man have the right to define what a woman is?
No.
So then what gives women the right to define what a man is?
They do not.
But they do, don't they?
I mean, they can give their opinion, but they don't have the right to, in my opinion.
But when I was raised, men are supposed to be strong. We were taught that they weren't supposed to really be emotional. They were supposed to support us. So it's kind of like programming.
Isn't that defining what a man is?
I guess so.
Why do you think that men's mental health is in crisis?
Because of toxic masculinity.
Yeah, they're taught to be strong and not care about things, and so...
It's always that.
Yeah.
It's always toxic masculinity. It's always toxic masculinity. Toxic. It's always that.
It's all toxic.
It's nothing else, right? Nothing else.
Masculinity. They're taught to not think about stuff, and that if like they're not, men aren't introspective.
They're also not always willing to.
Men are introspective. I'll be like, name me one female philosopher.
You talk about it though, even if they want to, and that's
for some women. It can be like connecting, you know, like you like
intimacy.
realize that they have like a soft side, and like we're into that sometimes, you know.
Has a man crying ever gotten a woman wet?
Not me. It's not gotten me wet. Like I've been concerned.
But it makes me, you know, have a lot of empathy.
What is the difference between the masculinity that women find attractive versus toxic masculinity?
I think masculinity where you find attractive is where you're not thinking about that actively as a man. When you can like yeah, you know what?
You're just masculine naturally. Yes, you're not performing. You're not masculinity doesn't mean misogyny.
Why are some people
They didn't answer the question. They just said some bullshit.
willing to accept that life isn't fair while other people...
He said, what's the difference between regular masculinity and toxic masculinity? Where's the line? They didn't answer that. They said, I like masculinity that's natural. That's not pretending. It's not a facade. Okay, that don't answer the question. He didn't ask what you like.
People want to change the world.
I feel like people that feel like life isn't fair are people who can't acknowledge their own wrongs. I feel like it's those people that's inexperienced with life and just need someone to blame. I read a really interesting book called The Four Agreements. It was about Atomic Knowledge, and it pretty much talked about how people's negative energy reflects on other people ultimately because of themselves. So I feel like life isn't fair. Life is what you make it, and just make it the best, you know. I unfortunately grew up all in, you know, I was homeless since I was 3 years old. So for me to be having an interview with a guy like you means a lot to me, and for me to never use my adolescence as an excuse, it just answers the question. Sometimes we gotta step outside of ourselves, really look at ourselves and what we're in, and play chess.
But men aren't introspective. Huh?
Why do people insist that things will never change when history has proven that things have already changed?
Ditto with that one, because history, like I said, repeats itself. And even though certain things back in the day has changed, the common denominator is still there.
Why do so many people believe we're living in a male-dominated patriarchy if the standards and selectivity of women is what you believe drives civilization to become better?
Wow. I think it's getting backwards. I think people are forgetting how much men have contributed to the whole society and the world as a whole.
Yep.
And yes, now women have the rights to basically play those parts like a man, but most of them don't choose to be that, and they like a man actually doing these kind of things.
Yep.
It's a man's world, man. Women are trying to come up, but they don't want to do the jobs that we do. They don't want to go to war. Some of them do, very select few. They don't want to go to war. They don't want to be down in these sewers cleaning up. They don't want to be building these buildings and stuff like that. I mean, that's something they would rather do. But if that's the truth, If it's not a man's world, then they need to get down in the sewers and go do it.
I was just saying, all this was built to have a woman have a really good time. I mean, it was just used to be just a building, and a woman said, hey, I want to gamble with it too. I want to eat here too. I want to dance here too. And they just put everything in there. So yeah, women definitely inspire us to build.
But hey, man, that was the video. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty interesting. I can't wait till I start doing the public interviews, because y'all hearing me talk, but I want y'all to hear other people talk and me talking to them, and I want to hear what other people say too. You know what I'm saying? I like being social. I like talking to people. You know what I'm saying? Because you never know what experiences you're gonna get from what somebody else got to say. But yeah, though, make sure y'all like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell so you can get notifications when I post. I'll see y'all on the next one.